If you're feeding the birds in your yard this winter and you've got a suet feeder out, chances are you've got one or maybe even many more downy woodpeckers coming to sample that suet. They do like suet, but if you've got black oil sunflower seeds or peanuts out, they'll eat them too. By the way, what do downy woodpeckers eat if they're not eating at your feeder? Well, out in the woods, they will be looking for like beetle larvae under tree bark or sometimes in tree bark. Maybe some insect eggs that are hidden there as well, waiting for next spring. They also will eat acorns if they find any on the forest floor. But one of their favorite foods, if they can find them, are the little grubs that live inside of goldenrod galls. These goldenrod galls are little balls that you'll find on goldenrod plants out in the ditches or TRP fields and places like that. And in the next picture in this series right here, we're going to see those goldenrod galls. So here we have the galls that contain the little grubs that those downy woodpeckers like to eat if they can find them. These galls are made by the goldenrod gall fly, and they basically lay their eggs into the growing stems on Canada goldenrods, and then the larvae kind of make those little tumors. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But anyway, you can see the first 3 goldenrod galls on the left here have already been drilled into by a downy woodpecker, or maybe more than one downy woodpecker, and they've eaten the poor little grub inside of there. You can see the hole. The one on the far right that's kind of in focus anyway, that one looked like it's still okay yet, but it probably won't last for long. By the way, if you go out and you collect some of these grubs now in the winter and the downy woodpeckers haven't eaten them, you can split them open with like a pocket knife and use those juicy little grubs. They make a great ice fishing bait for yellow perch, bluegills, and crappies in a pond, lake, or Mississippi backwater. So here is the goldenrod gallfly that makes those galls. This is a male, by the way. The female would have a kind of a little dark projection at the back of her abdomen, her ovipositor, that she would deposit her eggs in the growing bud on a Canada goldenrod plant. I photographed this one in late May. And so what happens is that the female would lay her egg in the bud of this goldenrod plant. The larva, after hatching out, would bore into the stem of the plant, secrete some chemicals that cause the goldenrod to form that little ball or gall. That is its home for the rest of its life. It chews the center of that gall. That's its food source, its nutrition. All summer long. In the fall, it will chew a little hole out to the edge of the gall, but not through it. Then it goes back in and just goes to sleep for the winter inside of there. If it doesn't get eaten by a downy woodpecker or used by fishing bait by you, it will pupate in the springtime for a few weeks and then emerge in, well, evidently the latter part of May in order to start that cycle again. So be watching for the goldenrod galls in the winter, and then these beautiful little goldenrod gall flies in late May.